there, how have you been doing? I'm glad to see you all again. Today we'll be talking about quality time versus quantity time. A research has proved that these days parents spend 40% less time with their kids than what used to happen in an age before. Keeping in mind the activities that parents can spend with their kids in quality time, today we are here to discuss the different activities. One of the main activities that we can do with our kids together is to eat together. Talking to your kids imparts a sense of worth and develops trust. Attentive listening conveys that you are interested in one another. Parents and children should listen to one another to give advice and agreement. One tip that you can do is to read to your child. Now this reading need not be a bedtime reading. Reading can be in any time of the day. Whenever you are free, you can just sit with a book and start reading it to your child. This is a way of interacting with them. There are different attention spans. They become more curious. You have something to discuss with them, and this helps them to exchange ideas and thoughts with you. Another thing that you can do is to do chores together. Give the child some responsibilities. Do some chores with them. For example, if your child likes cooking, take him to the kitchen and indulge him in a cooking chore. If your child likes gardening, you can take him to the terrace and help him water the plants. So start doing chores together. One more thing that you can do is helping the child with the school activities. Or helping the child with the school activities does not mean that you have to do the homework with them. It means you have to guide them in how to do. Making a child independent to do all his work by himself does not mean that the parents would not be guiding them. Over the years, I have observed parents telling that I do not know what is there in the syllabus of the child because he does it all by himself. It's great if your child is doing it all by himself, but to keep them organized, to encourage them, to understand them, and to make them responsible, we should help them in their schoolwork. Next is to start a hobby with your child. Choose a fun activity which your child is good at, for like cooking, craft, gardening, or any activity which your child likes to do, or playing something. Make that time an exciting family time. Once the child learns a new recipe, let him take over the kitchen and make the recipe all by himself. If it is a non-fire cooking, get the ingredients out of the kitchen and let the child independently cook himself. This would develop a sense of responsibility and help the child to develop confidence in himself. Next is to play games with your child. I can understand that the mothers are so busy these days with the household chores that it's very difficult for them to sit and play with the child. But yes, together as a family we can. Any member of the family for that matter can play with the child. It imparts a sense of interest in the child to play games towards games, be it an indoor board game, card games, or be it an outdoor game. It adds on to the additional talk time and it also helps to nurture the relationship. Another thing that we can do with the kids to spend quality time with them is to plan a outing in the calendar. You can plan an outing, suppose once a month. If you do not have more time, at least once a month you can plan an outing and put it in the calendar. Let the child feel excited about it. Let the child know that you all are going to visit a eating joint or a zoo or a museum, or you all are going to go for a ride on bicycle on the weekends, or you are going to go for a long drive. Anything simple where you and your child are there. There is no interruption, there are no phone calls, there is no work pressure, only you and your child. Another thing to spend quality time with your child is to have a family time. Family time means you need not sit the entire day with your kids. Mothers are often present physically with the kids, but what happens when you all are together? Oh, I am very tired, please go to your room. At least use 5 minutes of your time with your kids to help them to understand what family bonding is. Have a custom, have a ritual. For example, good night kisses, good night hug, a good morning, a good night prayer. Let the child pray. Praying is a very special thing. Nothing is more special than taking a few minutes each day to pray with a child before bedtime. Nothing is more special than that. By explaining the purpose behind the prayer, the child will learn the importance of faith as the foundation of the family. These are certain very important tips. And believe me guys, these are certain things which help the kids bond with the family and determines their confidence, their success and a healthy life ahead. Thank you. We all love our kids. They love us too. But we get so busy in our daily life and in household work that we forget to spend that quality time with them which they look forward to. I totally understand that all of us are very busy with our regular routine. A father, after coming back from office, feels very tired and exhausted to spend that quality time with his child. A mother, after completing her household chores and after completing her a mother having many responsibilities in the house, would want to spend that quality time with the child, but may be missing out on it unknowingly, unconsciously. So let's all work together and spend certain quality time with our child. One tip is to eat together. This is a very simple thing that all of us can do. When we are laying down the breakfast or lunch or dinner, any one meal as a family, we can sit and eat together, we can talk to each other and listen to each other. This is the time for parents to listen as well as to give advice and to encourage their kids. Pray together and attend worship. Nothing is more special than taking a few minutes each day to pray with a child before bedtime. By explaining the purpose behind prayer, children will learn the importance of faith as the foundation for the family. Also, when parents go to religious services, they instill in the child a belief in God. A recent study published in the medical journal Pediatrics, conducted by a team from Boston Medical Center, found that parents who use their smartphones in restaurants are less likely to talk to their kids than the parents who do not use their smartphones. 1/3 of the parents were observed using their smartphones for the entire meal, never once interacting with the child. This is very sad and unfortunate. This is a bad news for the intellectual department because one of the single best predictors of intellectual advancement is the amount of face-to-face conversation with the child. It is important that, according to psychologists Betty Hart and Todd Risling, meaningful differences in everyday experience of young American children, it is close to impossible to make up for the lost time after early years of life. We now live in a fast-paced world in which people are always remotely connectable and in which there is very little room for downtime, even when we are technically off the clock. So if parents are frequently or almost continually responding to emails, voicemails, SMS, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn during their quality time with their kids, the long-term consequences may not be good. For the emotional and social development of the child, we need to give them their time, their quality time, which is without any phone, without any gadgets, without any distractions. It has never been more clear that what kids need is thrive for the quality time with their parents or for the genuine quality time with the parents. I would request all the parents out there to switch off their phones, pay attention to the child, pay attention to the little one in front of you. Take at least 10 minutes out of the entire day to spend that quality time with your child.